Greetings, seekers of wisdom, and welcome back to the Lilly Lectures. Today we are looking at the art of buying and selling commodities from the pages of my book, Christian Astrology. Let us unveil the hidden forces that govern these transactions. We will start as ever with the Lord of the Ascendant and the Moon for the querent as the buyer, whilst the seller is represented by the Lord of the seventh house. If the moon is conjunct the Lord of the seventh house, it indicates that the querent can buy the desired item or commodity quickly. If the Lord of the Ascendant is a lighter planet than the Lord of the seventh house, the querent will initiate the sale. On the other hand, if the Lord of the seventh house is the lighter planet, the seller will drive the sale. If there is no aspect between the significators, check if the moon or another planet transfers their light to each other. In such cases, a friend will appear who will facilitate the transaction for both parties, ensuring that the deal is done. In this method of judgment, it's important to consider the specific commodity being bought. For example, for servants or livestock like sheep, hogs, or rabbits, the sixth house and its lord are significant. For horses, donkeys, camels, oxen, or cows, judgment should be drawn from the 12th house and the ascendant. If it involves a house, town, or castle, then the 4th house and its lord should be considered, and so on for any other commodity. If the lord of the 7th house is in the ascendant, the seller will urge the querent to buy. Or if the lord of the ascendant is in the 7th house, the querent has a strong desire to buy. If Jupiter or Venus is in the ascendant, the buyer can quickly complete the transaction without much effort. The same applies if the Sun is in the ascendant and not in physical conjunction with any other planet. If Mercury or the Moon is in the ascendant without being afflicted by a malefic planet, they favor the buyer, and the buyer can achieve their intended purpose. If Saturn, Mars, or the South Node is in the ascendant, it suggests labor and difficulty, indicating that the matter will require significant effort and the buyer is cunning and may employ deceitful means to achieve their goals, possibly deceiving the seller if they can. If the malefic planets are in the 7th house, the seller should be cautious as they may employ tricks to deceive the buyer. They are crafty individuals. If the moon is void, of course, unless the significators strongly apply to each other, it is unlikely that a bargain or transaction will be concluded during that time, even though both parties may engage in pointless negotiations and meetings. If the planet from which the moon is separating becomes combust, the seller who sells their land or house at that time will not be able to regain ownership of them. However, if the planet from which the moon last separated is free from misfortune and aspects the lord of the sign that represents the judgment or the subject in question, it is possible that the seller may repurchase the land or commodities in the future or acquire others of similar value. Here we can see that the movements of the planets unveil the hidden threads that connect buyers and sellers in the world of commodities. As we continue to explore the depths of horary astrology, remember that the planets guide us, revealing the secrets of the universe. I am William Lilly, and this is Christian Astrology.